Okay.
Oh,
God
we're
damn!
going
How many
live.
beers? How many beers are you in, Craig?
Not 20. I've
These British guys know how to fuck.
well, yeah,
Right.
What
yeah.
the fuck's my phone? Is it under you?
Jesus
We have to
Christ,
drink as
Craig.
well. We have to
All
drink
right.
I'm talking
All
to my
right.
cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, hey
hi.
there, YouTubers. Welcome back to Friday Night Chicanery on Maxwell Star's beer analysis, beer review.
We
I
do
don't give a
something
shit
with
anymore.
beer.
Yeah, we do a lot of talking about beer. But anyway, what's everybody drinking right now?
Oh, since you asked, Nick, I'm having a CVS,
Ooh,
a good quality dark beer beverage.
Almost like you could have got that at the LCBO at one point.
At one point, I could have, and I have one bottle left after this one.
Cool.
I am drinking some Archibald West Coast IPA with the sexy lady on the thing. This is by Archibald. Oh, so this is Belle Mare is the name of the beer. Archibald is the brewery. Microbrasserie Archibald.
Where's that out of?
Quebec.
Oh, Quebec.
Quebec City.
You were just to Quebec today.
Yeah, indeed.
You just recently found out it's only half an hour from you.
Well, 45 minutes.
Even though you've lived in the North Bay for how long?
Pretty much my whole life.
Yeah, and you didn't know that Quebec was that close.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. And what are you drinking, Craig?
I'm drinking Fuller's London Pride unfiltered.
Ooh.
So it's an English bitter.
Bitter.
Bitter
Bitter.
taste.
These guys are out of, as you probably know, Chiswick's, South London. It's okay. It doesn't really taste like a bitter, to be honest with you. I prefer the original kind of London Pride. There's a lot more kind of appley notes going through this beer, which for me, a traditional English style bitter, you don't really pick up that.
Greg, what is happening behind you?
My wife is unloading the dishwasher, and that is the loud noises you hear.
Okay. I feel like she's
Nick says hi.
Loudly as can.
Agnes says hi, and she's flashing her boobs at you, but I can't put it on camera because that's against YouTube rules.
Redbeard says shut up.
I've never seen Nick take something offline so fast.
Jesus.
Never seen her take it that fast.
Anyway,
what am I drinking? I am drinking, since nobody asked, I'm drinking a Trois Musketeers Doppelbock, but it's a 2015 bottle.
I didn't ask because I already knew.
Well, you already knew because I told you offline.
That's right.
So we've been waiting offline for people, to join, so that there's a point going online.
You just wanted me to join because I make online better somehow.
No, we just need you for the number.
Also, you're an incredibly poor judge of character.
The number.
Yeah, well, that too.
Nice.
Jesus.
So what were we talking about before we went live? Anyway, it was something inappropriate. No,
you don't want to know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, something about rings and cars. I think it was like that station wagon. Was it the Magnum?
That's
Dodge
what
Magnum?
it was. Yes,
all right.
indeed. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we dodged that.
And then Greg went in and made it all awkward.
That's what I do. I like to take a good situation and make it awkward.
Do what you're good at.
Yeah, you can say you got a talent at least.
Greg's got talent.
Greg's got talent. Beard Dweeb's got talent.
Ooh, what have we got here?
What's purring along outside your place, Greg?
The live chat's haunted.
Yeah, it's
nothing. There hasn't been any Fast and the Furious by my place yet either.
All right. Crap. Yeah, I saw your. Now I know where you kind of live and what's outside us. Thanks to Nick's marathon vlog.
There you go. Now you understand what you're dealing with when it comes to Greg.
No, fair play. That's a lot of effort to go into that because I'd get to about third video and think I can't be asked. It's fair play. That's good.
But it was interesting enough to watch from start to finish.
Yeah, well, there was nothing on telly, so I just I watched the whole thing.
There's nothing better to watch, so I just fucking watched it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I feel ashamed now.
I watched it at the right time.
Slightly embarrassed.
Oh, it's good. It's good. I enjoyed it.
I thought the video turned out really well, and I did my best to try and recount everything that happened across the entire trip.
Yeah, no, it was good.
You were there for a while.
Yeah, I went there on Tuesday the 22nd, and I left the day after the fest. So I was up there for like Sunday, 6 days totals. Yeah. And I left Chris's place on Saturday night right after the festival because Greg was heading back up to Toronto. It was like, well, I could go up with them and crash at Greg's place and
close to the airport. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Close to the airport. Like they only live like 10 minutes away from the airport.
I live like 10 minutes away from the airport.
Yeah, I think Greg's airport's a bit bigger than yours. I don't even know how big your airport is.
There's a lot of Greg's things that are bigger than yours.
Our airport actually has the ability to land any airplane that they make. We have the runway is fucking huge. Flights get delayed, diverted here occasionally. Big flights. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I need to check where they fly to from Heathrow over that way. I don't want to go to fucking New York and then say I did come over New York and then blah blah blah.
I would be surprised if there was a direct flight from London to Toronto.
There should be.
That sounds like something that would happen because Toronto's the biggest center in Canada when it comes to flights.
Yeah, Pearson's ridiculous.
Yeah, even if you had to make one connection, I mean, like if you got to Montreal and they made you take a regional flight the rest of the way.
Yeah, no, it's something for the future.
What's your big airline name? Is it British Airways?
Yeah, BA. For going abroad, I think United actually go to they go direct from Heathrow to Denver, Colorado. But yeah, it's generally BA, and then you got internal flights, or in Europe they've got like EasyJet. They're really good. Ryanair.
Well, you got like planes that you can take over there that are basically a taxi, aren't they? Like you go on for like fucking 5-minute flights that are just like meh. Like to get zip it all over the place because Europe is so concentrated.
It's apparently a 7-hour flight you can get from London direct to Toronto nonstop.
There you go.
Right.
In one way, it's $1,400. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how
you
far.
You could get a deal, I'm sure. Like last
minute. They probably get a seat sale in last minute.
I mean,
just go camp out in the airport.
Or if you buy it early enough, then you can probably get it.
Buy early enough. I think that's the key for this sort of thing. You need like 4 to 6 months, and then you're going to get a good deal. But nearer the time, the prices just can go do one basically.
Try Air Canada because Air Canada probably flies there. Whenever it's possible to fly out using Air Canada, it probably is. I'm
sure you can, but it's just having a nose and having a look, proper planning and.
Heathrow.
My boss flew directly to somewhere in fucking Central America from North Bay, which is quite the thing.
That's cool. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Ooh, did you just make that up?
Oh.
I didn't think so.
Also, not drinking your own weight in booze helps with that too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all good.
Just gotta plan your evening.
It's getting bright here. It's getting light.
What time is it over there?
4:30.
God damn it.
Yeah. It's still early.
Yeah, you should go to bed between then and about 6 or so.
No, I'm going to go to bed after I've drunk this. Then,
I used to back in the day when I worked afternoon shifts. Now that I'm 9 to 5, or I can't.
Yeah, I can't do the 9 to 5. I can't do that.
Generally, I can't, but the mother-in-law's down. I've got no bed, so fuck it. I'm having a
Oh yeah.
beer. That's the way.
How's the mother-in-law? Is she hot?
I don't know how she is, and no.
Nice.
Yeah, they go. Yeah, they get nonstop. They get nonstop flights to Toronto from London, so you're good. Just saying.
Yeah. It's just it's getting light. It's like summertime. It's like, fuck me, I've been on all night. It's like it's still halfway through the night. It's just this time of year.
Yeah, it's still like 5 a.m., isn't it?
Yeah, it's just weird. Doing this in the winter time and it's getting this light. Like, you've got a problem.
You'll solve it.
7:30 in the morning if it's this stage. Yeah, 4:30. Yeah, it's okay. Normal.
We had 5 people watching. Now we have 4 because someone got bored and left.
Yeah, well, that's completely understandable.
Oh yeah, I think everybody's.
Unless they're from the UK, then yeah, what the fuck are you doing? But yeah,
you guys all hear about Anthony Bourdain today?
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
Madness. Yeah,
sad. He was a really cool guy.
Everyone. I've been online and Instagram, and there's a lot of beer tubers and people into beer. Like, wow, posting photos and this and that, and posting selfies with them, and like, fuck, wow. This guy is like well respected in kind of the food and drink kind of.
Oh, for sure, man.
What was it? Massive Beer Reviews made a post saying he actually had conversations with the guy. That's like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's one or two ladies on Instagram that got like selfies with him and shit like this. Like, fuck, no, really? And I was talking to a couple of the YouTubers from the UK earlier, and was like, wow, this guy's like influenced me on certain things, and they're probably gutted, you know. It's like,
oh yeah, like I watched like a clip recounting what like the breaking news clip or something on CNN I watched, and it was like they were almost in tears.
Yeah, it's heavy stuff, but
I didn't realize how many people love that guy. Like he's like
same as me.
I know who he was. I know his show. I never really watched the show, but I was just like, so like even at my work, so many people were upset about it. I was like, wow, I didn't realize this guy was such a big deal.
Exactly the same. Exactly the same. I knew he was, but
he was a big deal, man. He's been on TV for a long time.
He's only 61. He's only 61. Yeah. It's like and I know his missus look fantastic.
It's crazy that he like it was suicide. Like it's one of those. It's like the whole like Robin Williams kind of thing. Where like the most well.
It was weird that they didn't really hold back for a couple of days on describing what the cause of death was. No, he hung himself.
Yeah,
that's true as well. Yeah,
they have right to ask you.
Did you guys hear about Vern Troyer, the guy who played Mini-Me?
Yeah.
I heard he died.
And they they didn't release his cause of death for like almost a month.
I don't think they died. I think at first did they actually?
I knew he died.
Caused it?
It was they said it was suicide from basically he basically drank himself to death. It was
so basically like the rest of us then.
This one really dark.
I didn't realize
that this is a valid point, Nick.
I just thought it was.
Happy Friday, everybody!
Yeah.
Was he on shorts? I'm sorry. We'll forget about that one.
Oh, there were some comments like if you like, one of the best ones was like, I guess he decided to cut it short because he's just it was like
whackity schmackity do.
I don't.
I'm not.
Joking. He's still tragic.
Here we go.
It's very tragic. I mean, mental illnesses are. What?
Apparently, 34 years ago today, the first Gremlins movie went into theaters.
34 years ago? Jesus.
34 goddamn years ago.
Wow. That's scary.
So that movie came out when I was 1.
I was 4.
I was 4.
That's weird.
I was 20.
The first Gremlins movie kind of traumatized me.
Yeah, it's weird that I'm the same age as Redbeard here.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I was 20.
You were what?
I'm joking.
There's no way you're that much older than us.
When's your birthday, Nick?
Nick, you don't know math.
February.
He'd be 34.
So
sorry, 54.
Technically older than me.
I don't know math.
Technically older than a lot of people.
I'm 39.
That's more good.
You're not even as old as Baby Yui.
Baby Yui's the oldest.
I'm fine with that.
Actually, the oldest might be Craig. Or not Craig. Chris.
No, Klizak's the oldest.
Klizak's like 43.
Yeah, Klizak's the oldest, but
he's over the hill.
Yeah. I understand.
Drunken one's like
yours like 40 going
50,
in 80.
I think.
No, Drunken one I think was saying yesterday he's like 49. Like Drunken one is younger than you think he is.
He looks old for fucking 40.
I thought he was 60.
Drunken one has a they were on the chat yesterday. Drunken one has a 13-year-old kid. I think was offline, so you may have not seen it. Yeah, he's a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's got a few kids. Yeah, well, then did he say he has a young?
Yeah,
younger than that.
I think 13-year-old. No, I think 13 is his youngest, and then he's got one that's like, I think at least in his 20s. So
yeah, he's got a 13-year-old kid looks 30.
So drunken one, he only mates every few years or so, but he makes
yeah. Yeah. What is that when he's sober or?
Like my coworker, he is younger than me by a few years. He has 6 kids.
Holy shit!
A small army of children.
I've got a friend. He's got 10.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Well, it was his nuts. But that's
it is nuts.
Like 3 years younger than me, and she's got 5 kids. It's just kind of like a mind fuck in that kind of degree. It's like, man, I'm like 38 and I don't have any kids, and like, holy crap! Like how far life can go. I got one friend of mine that was in high school when I was in high school. He had a teen pregnancy with his girlfriend or something, and she stuck him with the kid. So, like, I ended up working with him a few years later, and he's telling me about how his son got in trouble for riding an ATV. I'm like, man, your kid's folded up to ride a fucking ATV. Holy shit! Like now, it's like you're talking about like your friends that are your age or a bit younger, but more in the same year as you or something, talking about how their kids have got their driver's license and graduating from high school. Like, go fuck yourself, man. Crazy. You're getting fucking old.
Yeah, we're all getting old, but
yeah, we're all getting old.
Yeah, we're all dying, baby.
I'm fine with that.
Bring it back to the depressing again. Awesome.
Ah, damn it. That said, I mean, going back to the earlier topic, I mean, mental health it's a real thing. Mental illness is a real thing. A lot of people hide it because
I joke about it.
Hide it like wearing a mask in front of people, where they pretend like they're somebody else, but then they get home and they're by themselves. What they think the real them comes out, and it can be dark.
It's like any people I know. I'm like, if I know you well or not so well, just a little bit, talk to me or just talk to someone else. Just talk.
I really wish I lived fucking closer to I wish that we all lived kind of in like the same like big city, like not so much like the same park.
Not that close to Greg, but
I wish that I could hop in my car and fucking go chill with one of you guys.
You'd love to be close to me. It'd be fantastic.
I actually would hang out with you regularly, Greg. It's just
it'd be great. We'd go to GLB and nowhere else because nowhere else is close enough, and I don't want to travel any further than that.
Cool brewing. That's close.
Yeah, we got a cool brewing house in Millennium Bus.
So far away from you, but they're on the other side of the fucking highway. And me, I got to drive to half an hour to get to work.
I have to walk down some stairs.
Yeah.
Although from there I have to drive to work.
You actually travel a lot though, like for your job, it seems.
Yeah.
I'd fly over for a night out and then fly straight back at closing time.
We have a new job on Sunday.
You can sleep on the plane.
We have 2 new restaurants in the food court in Sudbury. Ooh. And I am really like, one of them is a Chinese Thai type place, and the grease that those restaurants generally produce is not fun to clean, so it's going to be a long day on Sunday.
I thought you were going to say like that grease is a gold mine, baby. Money in my pocket.
No, that's not the way I look at it. There's grease that like comes off super nice and easy, and then there's grease that's like fucking bubble gum. Like there's so many different.
The MSG and fried
some stuff that's like charcoal, like fucking rock hard. You gotta like chip at it to get it off and stuff. Yeah, man,
grease is the word.
It's an interesting job I do. Good times.
That was lame. I don't know if I can finish the Stopple box. Kind of not sitting well. I don't like it.
No, that's 2 then, man. That's sad.
Yeah, I don't think it's because the beer is old, but it's just it's too cloyingly sweet. Tastes like chemical.
I mean, that drain is going to get pissed tonight. Yeah, come on, baby.
Yeah, the bottle's elsewhere, but I ended up, for those watching, drain pouring a bottle of 2016 Saint Amboise barrel aged Scotch ale, and I was it turned to vinegar. I did dump it. It turned to vinegar.
It was a sad moment.
And it is sad.
We had a moment of silence for the beer.
Yeah. I aged it for that long. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I know. I had it for 2 years, and that all of a sudden, can't drink it.
I mean, 2 years is not long for aging a beer, but
well, it is barrel aged. So I mean, when you start barrel aging stuff, it introduces like possible foreign materials, whatever was in the inside of that barrel.
Yeah, I mean, I was
more
talking,
moving parts, as massive beer reviews would say.
Well, when you went for a walkabout just after that, I was wondering whether potentially the cork may have kind of interacted with the beer and turned it.
Could be. I mean, it was a real cork. It wasn't synthetic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's sometimes that can happen. The cork interacts with the beer. It's chemical or whatever. Fast and furious there. But
excuse yourself, Greg.
Yeah. Pardon me. Yeah, that was exactly. That was like a fucking Civic or something with a Farken exhaust, not even something fast.
God, Civics racing a fucking Civic. You might as well race a Corolla.
I saw Aston Martin in town today. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw about 6 of them today.
Yeah, 6. Probably.
It's probably to do with the road.
Like there's a few Maseratis here in town. There's a guy driving around a Lamborghini Countach the other day, which is pretty cool.
Oh wow, that'd be cool. I've never seen.
And it was like a nice like.
I used to be obsessed by Countaches when I was a kid. Like
everybody was.
I was gonna say Countach and Diablos you do not see a whole ton of.
Yeah, well, apparently it's because 90% of them fucking crashed off the road because they aren't good handling cars. Like Lamborghini has come a pretty long way ever since they were bought by Volkswagen.
I'll show you some of the pictures of cars that I got over the weekend when I was doing an autocross. That's
a cool car.
I think it's a Porsche. I think it's a 914 from the 60s. But he's got it all dolled up as a racer car.
Obviously
that looks badass.
Car doesn't even have headlights.
Yeah, no headlights. Yeah, the headlights would be right here. But he's got a big ass spoiler on it, a roll cage inside. This one here was kind of neat. This guy's got like I don't know what that was, a Lotus, like half Lotus or something.
That looks like one of those caterers or something from over on Craig's side.
Yeah, I can get other pictures of it too. And there's a guy. Guy came in with a Porsche 911.
Yeah, that's
that's like Britain's very weird for a lot of things compared to like us here. But you have access to so many more badass cars than we do. So like, especially in Canada, for whatever reason, like the bumper regulations and stuff. A lot of cars, you can't even you can import them over to Canada, but you can't drive them on the road.
That's not so much the case now. That used to be the case maybe 10 years ago. Nowadays,
they may have changed some stuff.
I would assume it's more leveled out now.
Most cars are now worldwide nowadays because.
Well, yeah, that's what I'd say. Like most manufacturers nowadays are looking at. But I want to say there's a couple supercars and stuff like that are made over there that like you straight up could not make. You'd have to spend a lot of money to make them legal over here to upgrade the shit and stuff. But
there won't be many cars made with American steel, aluminium soon. Yeah. That I know.
Aluminium, I love it.
Yeah, Trump. What a guy.
Yep. Actually, it's funny. The G7 summit thing is happening right now.
Oh yeah, everyone.
Plus how much of a mess that is right now.
Well, I just saw like a couple random like posts on Facebook and stuff that they put out, and just like the number of. It's funny because I have a couple people in my Facebook feed that are just like the worst because they're like big, like they live in Canada, but they're like all like big Trump supporters and stuff. So everything they post is just anti our
field day with Doug Ford.
Yeah, basically Trump, Ford Nation, all this shit, and it's like everything they post is just anti our current government, basically anti Trudeau, blah blah blah, kill him, blah blah. All this, it's just like it's fucking horrible. But anyway, it's cool because the post I saw today on Facebook regarding the G7, I clicked on a couple, and all the comments from everybody around the world seeing it, it's just like we're sorry about Trump. And like, thank you, Justin Trudeau, for being like an example of what it's funny because like a lot of Canadians hate him. Worldwide, he's very.
Yeah, there's a huge.
He's standing up to it.
You know what? A lot of it is. It seems to be social media is doing. It's like social media kind of like what you see in your feed is kind of jumbled like things that are like what you're saying. So they kind of. I think the algorithms naturally mix in people that.
I think he's standing up to him. I think. Fair play to you.
Trudeau, yeah, he's standing up to Trump right now, and
he's kind of going like the whole bullshit fucking tariffs and stuff. Like they weren't going to do that, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, we're going to do it. It's like, really?
I mean, he's not perfect by any means, but he's also. Actually, I'm happy with what he's doing right now with the G7.
There's a really good meme going around. It was Trevor, what's his name from the Daily Show, did a thing about it. It was like, Trevor Noah, and it showed like the quote of Justin Trudeau saying. Like, we're deeply disappointed in this decision by the states, blah, blah. And then Trevor's like, that's like Canadian for fuck you, motherfucker kind of thing. Yeah, it was pretty
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
He seems like an okay guy. I mean, he's got his Star Wars socks and stuff like that. So it's like
Justin Trudeau, the only thing I'd say like a bit much on him is that when he goes abroad and like embraces the culture a bit.
He wears his fucking costumes.
Yeah, but aside from that, like
that's pretty bad.
He is. I don't know. He says a lot. He ums a lot, but I don't know.
Also, when he allowed all those fucking refugees into Canada, when we can't even fucking pay for people for our healthcare as it is, so I'm just saying that might have been a bit of a.
Yeah, that's at the same time, like he didn't let that many refugees in, and the fact that we're the kind of country that helps. Like we're known as the country. Like if we had said like no refugees, that's not the way we are. Like
I'd be okay with that.
It's hard to do it how like the budget is, like there's a certain amount of the Canadian budget that's put towards humanitarian efforts, and that's where the money for helping these refugees is coming from.
Yeah,
it's nothing to do with like everything's budgeted like as an altogether whole, and the whole portion that's set aside for healthcare.
Yeah.
Actually took a lot of.
I get that, but why not take that money? Like walk down Yonge Street, which is a major street in Toronto, see how many homeless people we got. I'd rather that money be put towards helping our own homeless people as opposed to helping people in another country. Sorry, that probably makes me an asshole,
that's normal.
Like there's cities like on their own like. Put together programs and stuff like that and shelters to help the homeless. Like the homeless problem,
but the federal government is allowed to help. It's not like the federal government doesn't support.
True, like, but again, like I'm sure that if you go to build the shelters, like you probably get like federal grants and fucking stuff to help you out. And
you're not alone. You're not alone in Canada where
like you can't just throw money at it and be like, oh, all these like they're not like no. The government, are you saying the government should like give all these homeless people an apartment? Because that's going too far.
We got Rajay in the chat going, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Hey, Rajay. Check your Facebook. I just sent you a link if you want to join in on this shit show.
It's all we got Craig in here. We're not all Canadians, you know.
Yeah, we're not. It's not a Canadian sausage party.
No, but it's still shit.
It's more like a Canadian bacon party.
No, but this is the way. I mean, if you want to get into politics, I could go.
Bacon.
I ain't gonna bother. Brexit and all that shit, but whatever.
Oh, Brexit's a mess too.
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah. Total. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why Brexit happened. It's there's that
paranoia around immigrants.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't vote for it, but that's the way.
I was saying today when Marcel and I were driving to Quebec, I was just like, we're talking about the whole Doug Ford thing, and it's like something big and like world changing needs, like there hasn't been like any new invention in a while that's been like revolutionary. It's going to change fucking everything. You know what I mean? Like someone needs to develop, like get solar power to the point where it's like fucking screw you nuclear and everything else. Like this is solar now, or wind or wave or something needs to happen to change the world
I
in a big way.
I could tell you some stories about that, but then
yeah, well, not like people being like, suppressed and stuff and not being allowed to continue their research, and like people have been like the power that the oil companies have accumulated.
Have you heard a term, the industrial military complex?
Yes, I have.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the conversation I could have, but I'm not doing now. We're talking about beer. That's an hours long kind of conversation. So
yeah, all right. Well, yeah, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Probably a bit more past the scope of the YouTube channel. I mean, we are.
I'll be back.
Shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that I think Greg would be the only guy interested in this kind of crap, and I'm going to show more pictures
I like
of cars.
it, man. I like cars.
Yeah.
I love cars.
Yeah, this guy was it.
I watched every episode of Top Gear at least like 8 times.
Oh, cool.
That guy
made his RX. That guy made his RX-8 wink as he drove by.
Oh, he did that on purpose?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. I was gonna be like, yeah, he's one of his headlights is malfunctioning, but yeah, it's cool.
Cool.
So that's like a Scion TC, I think.
Nice.
I think that's what it's called.
Scions are pretty cool. It's sad that Toyota like discontinued them. They stopped making them.
Yeah, they weren't selling that well, I guess.
They absorbed them. Well, they still sell a few of the cars. Just now they're Toyotas.
Like the Scion IM, they merged. They just called that the Corolla IM.
I saw a Toyota the other day that was like a
I'm gonna get the hay. It's 5 to 5.
Oh, you're leaving?
Yeah, I need to get some sleep.
What? Get some sleep. It's morning now. It's broad daylight.
Yeah, just like make your brain think you just woke up. Come on, man, you can do it.
I'm not drinking no more beer, so it's like
it's all good, man. You've been awake for a while.
Yeah,
cool.
I've been on the beer since 7:30.
Is this a Focus ST you're showing me right now, Nick? I'm assuming.
I think it's an RS.
Really?
Yeah, it's an RS. You can barely see it right there.
Cheers, brothers.
Cheers, man. Have a great night. Peace.
Speak to you soon. Cheers, brothers.
Later. The ST is actually a really, really cool little car. It's fucking expensive, though. That looks like an ST, though. I want to say, if it's an RS, they like spent money to make it like an ST, probably, or something.
Well, isn't the RS the fancy one with the? I'm gonna have to look it up.
The ST is the like the best one you can buy. It's like almost $40,000.
Yeah, I know a guy. Well, I hesitate.
And over in Britain, like they make fun of it on Top Gear because in Britain, ST is like what it's called the sanitary towel. I guess whatever like a girl would ask for in the change room kind of thing in the bathroom for another girl. Do you have a sanitary towel I can borrow? It is
actually the Focus RS that's the most powerful Focus.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it's considering Ford's websites right here and saying it's the most powerful.
I don't know about that. I'm contesting that.
350 horsepower.
Yeah, but the ST is fucking insane.
See the ST here and take a look at it. Pretty sure I've seen something with one of these two.
What ST versus RS? 28 with the 2.0 EcoBoost, blah, blah, blah. Don't you say you can't reach the site? Okay, do you know I made that ringtone myself. I bet you can't guess where it came from.
I want to say Simpsons, but probably not. Anyway,
Robot Chicken.
Oh, Robot Chicken.
Yeah, it was an episode where I can't remember what happened. Like Superman met himself from the future or something, and they were like, "Fuck Lois Lane. All she does is like ruin our life." So they like got together and like at the end they were like they high-fived, and that was the scene from that. And I thought it was fun, so I did it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I can't. I can't load this. I'm pissed off.
ST has a 2.0 liter EcoBoost with 252 horsepower.
Okay.
On premium fuel, but the RS is 350 on a 2.3 liter version of the EcoBoost.
Okay, that's going to be like a Europe to here thing because I'm almost positive over there.
Europe to here thing, but I know a guy on my Facebook from Edmonton, and he's got one of those.
Because I saw an ST the other day in a parking lot, and it's a badass looking fucking car.
Yeah, and they're probably related, like the.
But I don't know, man. I haven't seen. I don't think I've ever seen an RS. I think maybe like that. That's like
the Ford website, man.
Is like Ford.Siena, like Ford. Like New Brunswick.
No, I'm not in any province. I just went to 2018 Focus models and specs.
I don't understand. It's weird.
Anyway, yeah, the RS is the top one. Miata. There's one for Greg. I'll show it to Greg later. I think that's slightly older than Greg's Camaro, but that's Camaro SS, just like Greg's. I don't think Greg's has the racing stripes on it.
No, you don't need them.
No, doesn't make your car any faster.
Yeah, they do though. They do.
This guy was nuts. He was peeling around his friggin' Infiniti Q35.
That's hilarious. Like I said, it's funny. Years ago, when I was in high school, my buddy Sam, he had a Chevelle, like a 1970 something Chevelle that he had done up to like be a drag car, and we took it up north to Earlton, where every year they shut down the airport and do a drag thing at the airport. And this one guy had brought his parents like Chrysler Intrepid. Remember the Intrepid? Just like this generic. And he almost won.
Intrepid was my first car.
It's all about being like consistent in these drag races.
Yeah.
And he was at the same time every time, and he actually almost won. Like,
which model of Intrepid was it? The newer one or the older one?
Well, this is like when I was like fucking 15. I was like 16, 17 years old, kind of thing.
Yeah, it depends on which power. 16, 17. Yeah, I suppose that would have been 2097. That would have been 97. So yeah, depending on which one you can get, like you get the Intrepid with a 3.5 liter V6, which is like 250.
Well, it was a decent car, still, just to see like because compared to all these like souped up fucking old school hot rods and stuff that were there, and just this one guy, and there was him in that car, and another guy was in this brand new Ford Mustang, the like Shelby Cobra edition, whatever the hell it was. And that thing was actually pretty goddamn quick. I found a website where they're comparing the 2016, I don't know what's on 2016, but the RS to the ST. And I'm looking right now to see, like, just because it's pissing me off now. And the ST is fucking, I'm sure. And I've seen the same thing here. The front wheel of the blah, 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 252, and this has 350. Like, what the hell? I'm sure it's got to be an American thing. They have to have changed it for the American market. It's weird, man. I guess I've maybe just never seen an RS in person, and all I've ever seen is because the ST looks pretty cool. It's got that central exhaust going on, but yeah, I don't know.
Weird. There it is. There's my first car.
Oh, there you go.
It was a 94 Intrepid. Had the,
I don't know if I have.
3.3 liter V6 in it. I think it was like 160 horses. But I had the air conditioning pump had broke, so I cut that off. I cut the belt to it. So it had some power. I got a collection of old photos of it.
I'm just trying to think right now if I actually have any pictures like on Facebook of my first car.
There's my second Intrepid. I had a second one after that one.
Nice.
That one was a lemon. It was a very nice car. It had the 2.7 liter V6 in it, which was like 200 horses, but it also had the auto stick transmission where you could shift gears manually.
Oh yeah.
You didn't have a clutch, and of course it's not the same as having a manual transmission, obviously, but it's
But that's actually surprising for like back then that they had some. But actually, here I found mine. Here's screen share. Bam. About this look. There we go. Where'd mine go? Right there. That's my first car right there, baby.
Oh, it's like a rabbit or something.
It's a cabriolet. It's basically a convertible rabbit / golf kind of thing. That was a great little car, man. It was
another guy on my Facebook's got one of those cabriolet.
Yeah, it was a cool little car. I would, if I ever won the lottery, that's something I would buy, a totally like restored one, done up kind of thing. And yeah, I would love to have another one of those for a summer car. It was a great road trip car. In the summer, take the top down, fucking cruise on the highway and shit. It was so much fun. The stereo in that car was worth like 3 times the value of the car itself. It was crazy.
Yeah, my old Intrepid. That's the one when I went to Calgary, I drove it across the country. That car was. I just thinking back to it now. I like the Corolla I've got now, but that car was just so nice on the highway.
Nice. Where's mine?
But the thing is that this one here, the green one, was such a piece of shit that the engine died halfway across the country.
Nice.
What the fuck? Well, I guess I'm drinking this.
What have you done?
I thought I was grabbing another IPA, but I grabbed my last bottle of the Seki Nicho out of the box.
And what is that?
It's a Imperial Saison.
Oh.
Imperial Dark Saison from Dieu du Ciel.
Oh, Dieu du Ciel.
I'm pouring into a dirty Muskoka glass because I thought I was pouring more IPA into it.
Nicely done, buddy.
Fuck. Oh well.
I'm trying to find. I know it's somewhere. If I keep scrolling down, I will find a picture of my Corolla. My Corolla. I'm pretty sure the picture I'll find is when I got my fancy rims. It was like a year before it died, because I had it for a while, and when I had it the whole time I had it, I was like barely getting by, kind of just making enough money to pay rent. I was never able to put money back into the car. And then when I switched jobs, what I'm doing now, I finally saved up some money, and I was like, I can fix it now. And I brought it to a dealership. And they called me about a couple hours later, and they had it. They're like, "How far do you want to go with this thing, man?" And like he read off started reading off the list of what it needed. And he got about halfway, and I'm like, "Okay, just stop. Well, what do you recommend?" He's like, "Just drive it till it dies." And that's what I did.
Yeah. That's often the case. After a certain point, it's not worth putting money into a car.
Yeah.
Like it's made me sad because I really did like that car.
What year Corolla was it?
It was a '99.
Oh, 99. That's my 06 that I had before the one I've got now.
Yeah, that style I wasn't a big fan of. I liked the XRS version because they had that the Celica engine that did like 9,000 RPM. I drove a Matrix that had that engine in at one time.
Oh yeah, it was like they stuffed the Camry engine into the friggin' Corolla.
No, that's what they did for the newer ones. The new XRSs they made had the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder out of the Camry, the small Camry, but it didn't rev like that one. The one they put into the XRS in that version had that Celica engine that revved like a fucking bastard. Engine.
Okay.
It was the same one they put into one of the Lotus, the Esprit or the Lotus fucking.
Yeah, because the one the Lotus had was still a like a what is it?
It was small.
ZE or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was like
just revved like crazy. Tuning. Yeah. Oh, I think I'm almost there. Been scrolling down for a while now.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I remember my last year of ownership of my old Intrepid, somebody did this to it, backed up a trailer hitch in the front of it.
That was nice of them.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find another shot. There's another cool shot here. Yeah, right here. This one. This is what the ass end of the car looked at after I got stuck in a blizzard going through the Rockies back in 2006.
Nice.
I drove up through the Rockies between Banff and Jasper just as a blizzard was rolling through. Had to drive pretty much the entire way through a couple inches of snow on the road. But that car did it, man. That was one of the great things about it. It had such a wide stance and big tires. And got me through without breaking down. Shit. I did like that car though. It was a nice car to look at.
Oh, I found. Oh my God, there it is. I finally found it. Holy crap! Come on, scroll up a bit more. There we go. And screen share and share and go back over here.
What?
And yeah, that was my Corolla right there.
Oh, okay. And you get like the blackout rims on it.
Yeah,
those are you guys just whipping out your Corollas right now.
That's all I can do. And now I drive a Mazda 3, so that's about it. Yeah.
Oh, fun.
I'm on my second Mazda 3 right now, actually. But the car I have right now currently is my first ever vehicle with like power everything and Bluetooth and shit. And oh my God, do I love it. Like I can't, after this one, someday I'm like, my next car I buy, I want to buy a new car. I want to buy a new car. Just like the technology they're putting into vehicles now, it's do you guys know it's mandatory for all vehicles sold in Canada within like, I want to say like new vehicles. It's been at least a year or so now. Backup cameras have to be standard
since 2017.
So they have to have that fucking screen kind of thing. So like basically every car you're buying in Canada now is going to have some decent system kind of thing going on in it. You know what I mean? For like cool shit. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I kind of wish. I think there's like an upgrade I can get from my car now that I can get the backup camera, but it doesn't have it.
I have no need for it myself. Like I can parallel. I can parallel park the trailer and van that I work with. Like I'm very good at parallel parking. And
most cars you don't need it. Like if you ever actually try and drive my car, you literally cannot see out the back of it. You can't really see out the sides very well. So you basically need a backup camera for that car. But for most cars, like if you have decent visibility from them, I mean, a backup camera is nice to have, don't get me wrong, but you don't really need it in most cars.
How did we get so lazy, you know?
Yeah, that's just how society works.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, you know what? Nowadays, buying a new car isn't even that big of a thing. Like my wife, when she had a Mazda 3, she was freaking paying like $250 a month for it or something. Like, and she'd finance
the financing they have now, like you can get, like it was finance a car cheap. Over. Like my mom. Well, I was just going back. I'm not gonna go off on a tangent yet, but you can finance a car over like 7 or 8 years or something. But I was just saying, my mom and my stepdad just recently got a new not a motorhome, but like a camper trailer towed behind the vehicle kind of thing. And you can finance that like you finance a house. It's like a 20-year mortgage on this fucking camper trailer kind of thing. Like,
well, those things are pretty expensive though, aren't they? Like $100,000 or something?
No, like I mean that's a motorhome. I'm talking like a camper trailer. Like they're towing it behind their vehicle. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's nice, but it's nowhere near like the best of the best kind of thing. Oh. But yeah, they financed it over some crazy long time, and it's like $50 a month or something. And it's funny.
Well, here's the car I've got now. That was when I picked it up.
Yeah, the newer ones. I like the styling of the newer ones. It's like a bit lower, a bit wider. They did good with the styling.
Yeah, even the new ones that they got now. I'm not really crazy with the 2017 one, but like the 2014 to 2016 looks pretty cool.
Okay, this picture you're showing me is in the winter. Is that like your winter rims with hubcaps, or do your summer rims have hubcaps too?
Well, this is what I test drove it.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's like still at the dealership. I got it in February last year.
And did you get rims?
No, I did just the hubcaps.
That's something like for me. I hate hubcaps, man. I can't stand it. I hate them so much.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just a base model. But yeah, what was I gonna say? No, it's kind of a nice car, I guess. I don't know.
No, it looks nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually have any pictures of my current car that I'm driving right now.
There's the new one next to the old one, parked in the parking lot.
Actually, I can probably just call it this.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm going to find.
It's got a lot of features that were standard, like traction control and electronic stability, all that stuff. I think it's all standard now.
I don't ever take any pictures of my car because I know every May Nick will just take 1,000 pictures of it.
Yeah,
so I'm all good.
Yeah, that's basically it there. If I go like, again, screen share, ding, and ding, and ding. Not that wasn't it at all over here. Yeah, that's basically my car. But put license plate on the front. I have the same rims and.
Oh, you got the Ontario plate on the front too.
Yeah, that was basically my wife. That was basically my wife's car.
The Ontario, the front plate is so. Like it kind of makes sense, I guess. Like for the scanning technology, the cops have on their cars now. Like if you see a cop, an OPP anyway here in Ontario, sitting on the side of the road, and you drive by. And you're like, yeah, I'm fine. If you have like expired tags or something on your plates, his shit is going to pick that up and like notify him, and he's going to come after you for that. Like so the front plates are good for that kind of stuff, but up until recently, they were just kind of a money grab. It seemed like. Oh, look at that with you in the background too.
See that's Greg's car. He's got everybody here beat. And especially in fuel.
It's not a competition, Nick.
In fuel economy for sure.
I'm just saying you're probably overcompensating for something.
My fuel. Yes, I told you I have an incredibly small penis. That's why I own that car.
To make you feel bigger.
Yeah, that's like.
Aren't you worried about them sliding off inside Agnes?
No, I just ejaculate a lot of semen, so I like to have a lot of room to just keep it in. It's like a reservoir.
Oh Lord!
Greg makes water balloons every time he has sex.
Oh.
Good times. Good times.
Actually, I'll be honest. This is actually my secret. What is this? Actually, my secret. My issue is I always feel I don't ejaculate enough. I'm always like, these guys in porn films ejaculate way more than I do. I feel like I'm inadequate, to be honest, as a man.
I just feel like you have more to give.
Yeah, well, I just don't feel like I have enough. I'm like maybe only one of my balls is working.
You know what the issue might be? How long are you going between ejaculations?
About 20 minutes.
Why are we having this conversation?
Stop!
Is there any comments?
Go even a couple days.
No.
And then
there's only 3 people watching too.
A couple days doesn't exist for me.
Well, then there's your problem right there. Like if you never stop. If you never give your body time to replenish its supply, then you're always going to be disappointed with the results.
Yeah, I probably should. Right. I don't know. Well,
that's a fact, straight up fact. Like if you're never giving yourself more than like a day, then you're always going to see like the same results, kind of thing. But give your body a week or something, and. Yeah, you fucking fill that donation cup thing.
Well, if I'm not banging my wife at least once every 2 days, I'm finding some other way to relieve pressure. Shall we say? Yeah.
Indeed.
By the way, Nick, that when you came into our hotel room, did any of the surfaces seem sticky?
I didn't touch any of them.
That's probably smart on your part.
See if I can find the hell. Oh. I'm wondering if I can find that picture from your hotel room. There we go. I did get as far as importing the pictures from the fest trip. That's a pretty decent view. That was the view from the Oaks. Was it the Oaks Hotel? Oaks or Oats?
Oaks Hotel. OAKES.
What program are you? Adobe Lightroom?
Yeah, Adobe Lightroom. Image editing software. And there's Joe in action doing beer reviews at Merit.
What does Lightroom do? Is it like a photo editing kind of thing as opposed to like Photoshop? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah, it's like almost, you can almost think of it as a basic version of Photoshop, that all it does is whatever you could do for images when you would take something into a dark room back in the day.
Really? I just reinstalled my Adobe CX6 Master Suite bullshit thing, and I didn't select that program, and I kind of wish I had now. It seems kind of cool. I have Photoshop, so I can.
There's Greg playing with his penis.
Nice.
Yep, that's my massive penis.
Which again, you've contradicted yourself like 15 times now, man. Is it small or is it big? We need to know.
Is it as big as this guy's?
Oh,
I don't think it's as big as that guy's.
Or how about is it as big as this guy's?
No, it's definitely not as big as. Listen,
I
have enough full authority that my wife wants to have sex with Jamie. So
there's Joe doing reviews in Fairweather. Yeah, and there's Klyzak.
Oh, good old Klitzak.
Yeah, I think this is when we were in that. This is when we were in Brickyard in Lewiston. Brickyard Brewing.
It's just really cool how quickly you're able to like touch a couple things and make these pictures like bam just pop. I like that. I like this program.
Oh, yeah. It's great. It's like if I wanted to take the exposure here, I find this image is a little dark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the exposure slider. Exactly.
That sounds like Chet.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I'll brighten that up a little, and then I'm going to increase the contrast a little because it's
a
little
nice.
And now I'm finding maybe the highlights in the background are a little too bright, so I'll bring them down, bring the highlights down a little, and bring up the shadows a little bit to bring up the label.
I'm going to install the program, and I'm going to you and I are going to have a private hangout. You're going to give me a lesson or something. It's be awesome because it's fucking cool, man.
I can show you a few things.
But right now, my buddy just showed up, so I got to take off for like 2 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay.
Just giving me and Nick. This could be exciting.
Oh, great. Yeah, we can talk about dank wood.
Shirts off.
Yeah, we'll talk about. I can straighten it out, so we all know that Greg is straight.
Ish.
Maybe ish. He's been known to switchblade. Yeah, that was that bottle shop that was down in Lewiston. Lewiston. It was called Brewed and Barreled. I'll have some videos coming up from that trip. And there was this hot sauce shop next door, and they had a huge wall of hot sauce. And this is one of the ones I saw on the wall. I didn't buy it.
Holy shit! That would probably burn your butthole.
Probably would. Sriracha. It was a small bottle of sriracha for $5.99. You can buy the real sriracha sauce for like cheaper than that.
That's the thing with hot sauces; they're so crazy expensive.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. They had like EMS and then there was this one.
Yeah, my dad's bought that before. Colon cleanser. Yeah, he's bought that before.
Professor Fart Pounders.
Yeah, my dad's really into hot sauce.
He's right in hot sauce.
Oh yeah, my dad.
There's the special shit.
Yeah, never seen that one. My dad's bought one that was in like it was in a medicine bottle, and then it had an eyedropper.
And, I've heard of that.
Yeah, and when he bought it, they actually made him sign a waiver saying he wouldn't hurt himself with it. And the funny thing is, like, my dad didn't use it much. Like, it's an eyedropper, so you just put a little bit in soup or something, or a little bit on a burger or something. Yeah, you don't use much. And my dad kept it for like a year, and it fucking melted through the jar. And we're like, holy fuck, this shit's serious. Yeah, we had to throw it out because it melted through. I was like, fuck.
Should do like a live video, like image editing session of editing the pictures from the trip.
So many videos. You haven't even posted much from the fest. You sort of posted an overview of your trip, but you haven't posted the whole beer reviews and shit.
Yeah, the whole time I was busy. Here's one of my long exposures from the.
That's really good looking photo. What? Oh, this must have been from the U.S., right?
Yeah, this is the U.S. side. I didn't like the U.S. side as much as the Canadian side, but I did try to prop up and see if I can get a long exposure from the American side. I guess this one turned out okay.
I heard you got arrested for a long exposure.
Oh, not that kind of long exposure, Greg.
Yeah, come on, Nick. We know it's okay.
We all know that you like to tone down the weights.
The audience wants to know what kind of sexual antics has the tripod gotten into?
Looking at the comments, there's no such thing. There's not even anybody watching this crap.
There are no comments. Oh, so just you and me chatting to a live audience that's not existent?
Exactly.
Well, this is fun.
Well, ever since Redbeard left, anyway.
We should take it offline so we can at least post some porn on here.
All right. I think we're gonna call it quits for the night. If anybody's watching this after the chat and is interested in maybe me doing like a photo editing session online, like maybe doing some of the trip photos or something, and watch how I do it in Lightroom. I'm not like a super great online photographer, but it'd be interesting to watch my process, I guess. Yeah. Me second guessing myself on what I want.
I'm not into photography, so honestly, I probably wouldn't be that interested in that.
You wouldn't care.
But I'll click on your video and give it a thumbs up. That's what friends are for.
Thanks for everybody can see my shitty photography. You see, I was like, oh, why did you take that stupid picture? Why
you
know what?
I do think a lot of people would be interested. I think there's a lot of people into photography. I just don't happen to be one of them.
There you go. Hot sauce. One fucking drop at a time. Hot sauce.
Yep. Gonna burn your butthole.
And I did buy. What did I do? I forget who made it. It was like Butterfly Farms or something. Butterfly. They made a jalapeno, like a green pepper sauce with Alchemist Teddy topper in it. And I got that at this store. Anyway, yeah, let's take this offline. Thanks everybody for watching or not watching. Probably more not watching.
Fuck you, everyone who didn't watch. Fuck all of you.
All right, we'll catch you guys later. Cheers.
Bye.